Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today we have a very special review impressions of a knife that Mr. Eddie loaned to me. This is a Cretin by Hypercut, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's take a look. Alright, today we're reviewing the Hypercut Cretin. This is a really neat version. This is actually number 2, a very early version of the Cretin. I think he's up to number 45. I was just looking online and he had one. It was hexagonal skeletonized one, and it was available in stock, and I thought about it for a few minutes, and then I clicked on to add to the cart just to say, let's see, and it was gone. Again, the story of my life at Blade Show, and here on the link. I gotta just jump on these things. Anyways, but it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. These are not cheap knives. These are made in the USA, custom knives. Really cool. Really, a guy named Dylan makes these. He's a really cool knife designer for Hypercut. Got a chance to interview him. If you haven't seen my Blade Show interviews, I actually interviewed him for Blade Show Texas. Go check it out. I think it was my part 4 Blade Show Texas interview part. So I had four parts for Blade Show Texas, and it was part 4. So go check that one out if you want to see the Dylan interview. All right, and I will tell you, when I was there, he had this incredible Damascus one that was just ridiculous, and it was gorgeous. It'd be something like that, or the one he just recently dropped with that hexagon skeleton. I mean, oh my gosh! If I had paid a little more attention, act a little more quickly. This is still a cool one. It is number 2. This is Mr. Eddie, so let's talk about it. The knife name is the Cretin. The manufacturer is Hypercut Manufacturing. The designer is Dylan from Hypercut. He's the guy who is behind Hypercut, so he designed this knife. He does the Cretin and the Biku. Those are the 2 knives that he's done. I've checked both of those out, reviewed both of them. Matter of fact, he did mention, he made a hint that he might be having another design coming out in 2025. So we'll see if that happens. Sometimes that does happen. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time, right? You never know what the industry brings you, how busy you get, what comes up, right? So you might be able to do a new knife, you may not. So we'll see. If he does, he did hint at it, so that would be cool if we get a chance to check it out. But if not, no worries, because I really like the 2 designs he's doing right now. They're really, really cool. So this is the Cretin. It is a front flipper. It has thumb studs on there, which is really nice. And guess what? If you go back here, middle finger reverse flick. It's got a little bonus because it's got a full flat grind all the way up to here, and easily get my finger on there and do the reverse flick, right? And because it's a liner lock, here, I can do it left-handed. Now, hold on. It is, excuse me, let me rephrase that. Because it's an inset liner lock, it does work that way. Oh, look at that. He's doing the hexagonal honeycomb kind of shaping weight relief, and that's what he did on that other one. Man, it was so cool. Sorry, I'm thinking about it now. I just a little frustrated myself. Another one slipped through my hands. Beautiful Damascus pivot collar. I like that. Titanium. It is it's not a captured pivot, so it does rotate. Just keep that in mind. Damascus or zirconium thumb studs, which I think is cool. S45E in blade steel with a hollow grind right there. This is, I don't know what you want to call this. We can call it a reverse Tonto, Warncliffe, sheep's foot, whatever, right? You call it whatever you want. I call it modified, whatever. It has a slight bit of a swedge on there. Nice jimping up there. Is it functional? Yeah, it's not super functional. It's nice for aesthetics. You really got to push in, and it won't really hold you. So if you're doing something heavy with glove and you're wanting to not lock in, I wouldn't count on this not moving because it's not deep enough. But it's beautiful. It's nice aesthetic, I think. Love the contoured shape. It's definitely contoured, rounded all the way around. I think that's really, really great. The materials, titanium, Damascus, zirconium, S45E in blade steel. This is, I'm pretty sure, a titanium liner. Is it steel? Let me see. Yeah, it's titanium liner, which means it's got the geometry right. It's engaging right there in the back of the blade. We're not having any lockup, so that's cool, right? Yeah, no lock stick. That's always nice. So very cool. When you get the geometry right, that usually kind of follows, right? It's pretty easy for the two to work together like that. All right, beautifully dead nut centered. Nice blade to handle ratio utilization. There's no lanyard clip, which is fine by me. Got a nice back spacer. actually floating back spacer, which I think is always a nice touch if you see that. It's kind of a cool little feature, you know. The front flipper is very hidden. It's not sticking up like all over the place. It barely looks like, I don't know, like a little eyebrow or whatever, just barely popping out. It's not like a pocket pecker as Nick Shabazz would say. So, you know, there you go. We all reference Nick Shabazz and the pocket pecker, right? Now it's a front flipper, so it could be a you know, pocket pecker down like a woodpecker, right? So there you go. It does run on Skiff Caged ceramic ball bearings, and it's very smooth. I do like that. So that's cool. Deep pocket carry clip, hidden hardware. Love this clip. Nice action. Does reverse. I'm pretty sure this is black coated. It's not zirconium, but you know, I could be wrong. I don't think it's zirconium, but we'll see. Thumb studs is zirconium. Pivot collar is black Damascus. The pivot collar, black Damascus. Okay, fair enough. The pivot, the spacer, the liner, the frames, everything is Damascus. Yes, there you go. All right, very, very cool. I do like this. Very, very cool. So that is the blade and how it works. Nice, thick blade, comes to a thin tip. You know, definitely can poke and cut things with this. Not as pokey as maybe other things, but it does come to a nice tip where you can get into dog food, cat food, fertilizer, mulch, all that good stuff. So it's still very useful. I think it's very useful. All right, let's do some measurements on this guy. I'm going to guess it's 4.3 ounces. I don't know. Just shot in the dark. Just shot in the dark. We'll see. Don't even know if close. Don't change it, Robert. Just stick with it. 4.2 ounces. I was so close. That was actually surprising. I was not expecting that. So, surprise me. Yay. I think this is just a little over 8 inches or right at 8 inches. It doesn't feel, it feels full size, but it doesn't feel gigantic, right? So let's go from the tip to the very back. We're exactly 8 inches. Yep, there you go. Handle, if you look at there to there, it's to right here, it's 4 inches. If you take that little back part, which typically you could do, it's about 4.5 inches. You could get up to maybe 4 3/4, just so you know. From the tip to the back of the handle, you are looking at 3 1/4 inches. Actually, cutting length is about 3 3/8 of an inch. So, you know, it's not under 3 inches, so just keep that in mind. You know, it's not really going to be legal in certain places, but, you know, then again, if you're in certain states like mine, it doesn't matter whatsoever. So, you know, there you go. All right, let's look at the blade stock thickness. Looking at this, I'm going to guess 130, 140 thousandths of an inch. I'm probably wrong. It's probably going to be 150. Who knows? Let's take a look. 158 thousandths. 158 thousandths of an inch. I was completely dead wrong. All right, so 158 thousandths of an inch. Because it feels so thin back here. That's what it is, right? It's a nice, sturdy, nice, sturdy and stocky blade and back up here on the spine. Really nice. All right, so that's it. So let's look at the budget. What is this? What's the category? Is it a budget, regular, high-end, custom mid-tech? It's definitely a custom mid-tech. It's definitely above $600. One of these guys, I'm going to guess, looking at this one over here. Now, this one had special milling, which is always going to be more expensive. You know, it's cool, but it's always going to be more expensive. It has black Damascus pivot collars, which is like Damascus there. It does have zirconium. I think it had zirconium thumb studs, or was it just the regular thumb studs? Titanium spacer, titanium clip, black Damascus handles, okay. S45 pivot collar, pivot titanium thumb studs. Oh, it's titanium thumb studs. Yeah, it's not anything special. It's just the titanium pivot Damascus thumb, sorry. It is the black Damascus handles. Okay. And I thought I saw, did I not read something about the thumb studs? Nope, I did not. I did not. So it's all Damascus or black Damascus for that other knife. This one here is going to be zirconium, because it does say that. A black Damascus pivot collar, right? And the thumb studs are zirconium. So this one is different. It's going to definitely be more expensive. So we're looking at about $1,000, if not more. All right, very, very cool knife. So that is the design as far as the cost and everything. What's the purpose of this knife? Is it EDC hard use collection piece? Yes, yes, and yes. It could be all the above, right? Definitely a collection piece. Some people would be a safe queen, never touch it. I get that. But a knife like this meant to be enjoyed, meant to be used. You know, just like I have my McNeese knives, I have my TRM knives. some of those are expensive, especially I got the Mike Geary hologrind, custom hologrind. You know, we've got the McNeese with the Timascus inlay that was Blade Show exclusive. I still carry them, I still use them. They're knives to be used, knives to be enjoyed, right? You can keep them in Safe Queen forever and never use them. I don't know if I would enjoy them as much, right? Because, you know, that's what you buy them, to enjoy them. So that's my take on it. It's not for everybody. You do you, right? It's just my personal perspective. Don't want anybody to ever feel like I'm criticizing them, right? But that's what I do. All right. So definitely EDC, definitely hard use if you want. Certainly can. This really does look like a really good workhorse. But absolutely a collection piece, absolutely EDC for me. Whether you hard use it, I'd be a little more reserved at this price point. I would definitely have a backup blade just in case, right? I don't want to damage the knife just for the sake of saying, I'm using it. If it's foolish. Like if I'm cutting open cases of water, dog food, cat food, fertilizer, mulch, Amazon boxes, yeah, go all day. All right, so there we go. Ergos and overall feel. Let's talk about the overall design. Handles. Handles are surprisingly super comfortable. Works really well in hand. Yeah, just really, really comfortable. And even disengaging the lock bar and just everything about it, it's just super, super comfortable. I love that. So opening and closing is nice. Thumb studs work really well. The bonus middle finger reverse flick, let me get that again without talking, works really well. The front flipper works really well. All that stuff is outstanding. I love it. I love it. All right, let's see here. Jimping, we talked about that already. It's not super great. The clip looks pretty good. Nice and rounded. It's not sharp. It goes in and out of the pocket. It doesn't have this weird sharp edge, so it looks like it's going to go in and out. I haven't carried it. It's not my knife. It's a custom knife. I don't do that. I don't, you know, I just get the chance to handle them, see if I like them, right? In this case, I didn't do that. You know what? Only because I'm really interested in getting one of these, I'm going to test this one because I haven't done it. So I'm going to put this in my pocket real quick. Let's see. I'll tell you how it goes. Here we go. In the pocket, out of the pocket. Oh yeah, that's good. That's really good. Yep, that's really good. I'm digging it. That's nice. Okay, very functional pocket clip. It's nice to check it and confirm it. All right, lanyard, no lanyard. I don't miss it. I don't need it. I don't care for it. So there we go. I'm perfectly fine with it. Overall feel for the opening and closing, it's beautiful. Smooth, buttery, action, just really nice. I like what Dylan does. These are just really cool. So yeah, very, very, very excited about these guys. Love, love, love this. Fidget factor. So I got a top flipper that works really well. I got thumb studs that work really well placed. Now I will tell you the thumb studs are in the way of the track and your cutting path. But you know, when you get a knife like this, do you really care? If your purpose is for this to be a tool of cutting, you're probably getting the wrong tool. Get a different one, right? You can always change that. I mean, maybe you could put some custom holes in there. I don't know. I'm not an expert. You can maybe ask Dylan if he can do it. I don't know if he does that. Maybe he has books he can do. Anyways, I think it's pretty cool. The other thing that I think is really outstanding is that middle finger reverse flick. Of course, again, showing you, and I can't seem to do it. But you get in there, put the thumb on, and it works really nice. I like that. And it's pretty consistent as long as you're not talking and trying to show somebody. All right, so that to me is great. What's the fidget factor scale? I got the front flipper, got the thumb studs, got that. So I'm going to give this a 6.5. A 6.5. Round it up to 7, but no, it's a 6.5. All right, out of that 6.5, what do I think the fidgety goodness on this one is? I'm going to give it a... Yeah, I'm going to give it a 98. It works really well. I don't know if it's because my fingers are dry and still slipping, but I'm going to give it a 98 just to be fair. Some of them, I never slip. It just seems always engaged perfectly. So I'm going to give it a 98 because of the fidgety extra goodness, and I actually incorporated that into a 6.5. If I took out that extra bonus flick, I'd probably give this a 5.5, and I'd give it 100. Absolutely 100. So take it for what you will. I include the bonus flick because I like to have multiple deployments, and so because of that, I took 2 points off. That's really nothing. It's an A+. It's absolutely an A+. Is this recommended? You betcha. It's 100% recommended. It's a recommended. It's on my grail list, and I want to get one. So it's definitely on my future to acquire grail list. I just can't afford it right now. I bought some other knives. I got to pay those off. But I definitely want to get one of these in the future. Definitely, hopefully he keeps making these. I will definitely get one of these. It's stinking cool. I didn't think I would like it, and here I am. I'm kind of really loving it. I think it's really nice. So there you go. Yeah, thanks, Mr. Eddie. I didn't say I didn't hate it. I actually like it. I really like it. Almost love it. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna get one. Just not ready yet, but very, very cool knife. Thank you for letting me check it out. Thank you for confirming what I kind of already had a suspicion of at Blade Show, just with the short handle, but getting a chance to really handle this really confirmed it. It's a cool knife. He does a great job. I like his design. Very surprised at the knives I'm not hating and liking. I'll just leave it at that, right? There's some knives that I don't hate and I like. So we'll leave it at that. All right. Again, this is number 2. It does seem to have a little lock stick just now. I wonder why. Let me see if it got some stuff on there. Did it get a little dirty? Sometimes you can just clean that little lock engagement off and it goes away. All right. Very, 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 very cool. I don't know why that's doing that. Is it? Got your blade play? No? Okay. All right. Very cool. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. It's a cool knife. Oh, sorry. That's the box. Sorry, that's the box it comes in if you're ever curious. And it is magnetic, 3D milk printed. I think that's pretty cool. All right, if you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, or informative, would you please consider hitting the like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, hey, if you already did, maybe hit the subscribe button. Seriously, I would appreciate that, sincerely. Subscribing and liking the channel, it does really help me out. It allows me to do more things, produce more content, do more things for you guys. Really, genuinely, it does, because my videos get monetized, allows me to get stuff, do stuff. If I don't have that monetization, I mean, this can be a very slow, boring channel. So I appreciate you guys. I really, really, really do. All right. So the other thing too, so I said, hey, if you found it interesting, sign up. Oh, the other thing is thank you to everyone out there who does that. And if you haven't already, hit that notification button as well so you can be notified of future content like this and other videos. And a big shout out to my channel members. I appreciate you guys. You do 2 amazing things for me. You encourage me. Absolutely encourage me. When you know, I don't do this full time, so just you being there encourages me and helps me to keep going. Reminds me why I enjoy doing this. I do love this, and it's always nice to be reminded with real tangible interactions with people and folks, and that's you guys, so thank you. The other thing you do is, because of your generosity of your support, you allow me to do things way sooner than I ever thought I would be able to do. For instance, I'm checking out these knives from Mr. Eddie. It's going to cost me a bloody fortune to ship them back. I don't know if that's a bad word. I might have to edit that out. It's going to cost me a fortune to ship those back. So I need to be really especially grateful to you guys this month, because you're going to cover a lot of cost on shipping for this. And then I got 50 knives from Poi Kilo Knives. That's going to be even more expensive than this, because those 50 knives are all mid-techs. So they definitely there's enough there that they overvalue what these 3 knives are. And though these 3 knives are amazing, I'm just telling you, shipping is expensive. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So the other thing I like to do is I like to send out all channel members a sticker. A thank you note, and with a sticker. Channel stickers for the members and a little thank you note. Just my way to say thank you, that I appreciate you, that you guys are amazing. Yeah, thank you. That goes for all brand new channel members who are actively currently a channel member. So you can see it would apply to anybody who has been a member all along, who's still actively a member, or who was a member and became a member again. As long as you're a current active member, never received a channel sticker, never asked for a channel sticker, I'd love to mail you a channel sticker and a thank you note. But I do need you to email me your name and address so I could do that. Thank you. It's a small thing, right? If any of that interests you and you say, hey, I'd like to become a channel member, I'd love to, get on board. I'd like to get a channel sticker. I'd like to be part of that giveaway. Yeah, there's a whole lot of things I'd love to do. Well, if you'd like to be part of the members giveaway and get a channel sticker, you absolutely can do that by checking out the description down below. I have a link in that description for 3 different tiers. Would love to have you. Don't ever feel obligated. Only do it because you want to, right? Want this to be an absolute something you want to do, but never feel pressured or anything like that. And if you do, thank you. Sincerely, thank you. I really do mean that. Thank you. If you haven't already, check me out on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.